Chaplain Moen here with Specialist Bolen. We're the unit ministry team for the Group Support Battalion, and this week we are bringing you your spiritual fitness workout. Each Wednesday, one of the unit ministry teams from the 7th Special Forces Group is going to be presenting a spiritual fitness workout, giving you the opportunity to connect with us both spiritually and physically. This week, we're going to be focusing on the importance of wisdom. Anytime you encounter an unprecedented circumstance in life, what better place to turn to than the book of Proverbs to glean some insight into how to be wise with the way that you are conducting yourself, interacting with your friends and your family. So today, I hope you enjoy this spiritual fitness workout.
Our first exercise is the T push-up. We'll be doing 30 repetitions. Ready? Begin. As Solomon starts the book of Proverbs, he begins with a discussion of knowledge and where it comes from. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 through 7. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. To understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Our next exercise is the V-up. 20 repetitions. Ready? Begin. As Solomon continues in verse 8 and 9, he highlights the impact that a parent has on the development of a child's wisdom. Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and forsake not your mother's teaching, for they are a graceful garland for your head and pendants for your neck. The instruction that a child receives from his parents is described as a garment worn by them, presumably carried with them the remainder of their lives. This is especially important for those of you with kids. Be mindful of what you are showing and teaching them during this time, because they're going to remember it and carry it with them throughout the remainder of their lives. Our next exercise is the YSquad, 40 repetitions. Ready? Begin. As Solomon continues in verse 10 through 14, he gives his son a warning against the invitation to join with evildoers. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent without reason. Like Sheol, let us swallow them alive, and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We shall find all precious goods. We shall fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot amongst us. We will have all one purse. Though the invitation may seem appealing, it becomes obvious that the goals of the sinful are actually quite selfish. The next exercise is the Flutter Kick. 1 minute. Ready? Begin. As Solomon continues in verse 15 through 19, he warns his son as to why he should not join with the evildoers. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their paths, for their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird, but these men lie in wait for their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. It takes away the life of its possessors. This reminds me of a time when I was in Iraq, and an IED emplacer blew himself up with his own bomb. It's a graphic image, but I think it describes perfectly what Solomon has in mind. The wicked think that they are setting a trap for others, when in reality, the trap that they set is for no one but themselves. Our next exercise is dips. We'll be doing 40 repetitions. Grab a chair, get ready, begin. As Solomon continues in verses 20 through 23, he describes wisdom as a woman that desires to transform the foolish into the wise. Wisdom cries aloud in the street. In the markets, she raises her voice. At the head of the noisy streets, she cries out. At the entrance of the city gates, she speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long scoffers delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you. Our next exercise is the plank, holding for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Ready, begin. In verses 24 through 32, Solomon continues with the image of wisdom personified, now giving a dire warning against those who would refuse wisdom's call. Because I have called you, and you refuse to listen, have stretched out my hand, and no one has heeded. Because you have ignored all of my counsel, and would have none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you. When terror strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. Then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel, and despised all my reproof. Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their way, and have their fill of their own devices. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroys them. Our last exercise is the forward lunge. We're doing 40, one count. Ready? Begin. In the last verse of the chapter, verse 33, Solomon finishes with the promise that the personified wisdom makes to those who will accept her. But whoever listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of disaster. This promise I find particularly relevant to us today, where many are feeling insecure and dreading the disaster that is upon us. However, if you will trust in the Lord, if you will acknowledge that His ways are higher than yours, that fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and that is the source of security even in our troubled times.
And thanks for working out with us today. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all be wise, stay safe. Look forward to working out with you again.